Make sure you feel good about them. You feel good during and after you've done them. So even later in the day, the next day, make sure you feel good. You're not having any increased symptoms of pelvic heaviness or pressure, doming or bulging, no symptoms of just abdominal pelvic pain, low back pain, nothing like that. We want to make sure you've mastered them, you're feeling good, you can maintain a good breathing pattern before you move on to this circuit. So we've got 6 exercises again. I've got a band here. We have a couple that look the same as the prior circuit. Heavy weight for the carry, a ball, a chair, and I do have a yoga block. That's not completely necessary, but if you have one, you can grab one. So we are going to start on our back here. We are going to do the dead bug. So we've been working our way up to this progression, and now hopefully you are ready for it. So again, you can always modify, but here we are doing opposite arm, opposite leg. Start by tapping your heel down. First, we're gonna do about 6 to 8 reps on each side here. Okay, inhale through your nose, exhale, opposite arm, opposite leg. Notice I'm starting by just tapping my heel. Don't let that rib cage flare. As you bring that arm and leg down. Remember, exhale your air out from the bottom up. If you feel good about that, you can always progress to straightening that leg, but I'd rather you stick with tapping that heel for a while, really get used to this position as you lower one arm and one leg, but then you can work on that straight leg here. Okay, so 6 to 8 reps per side, so keep going here. Good inhales and exhales. One variation I'll show you real quick is you can do an isometric hold on one side. So I've got here, I've got my arm and leg, and this time I'm doing the same side. Okay, so that's a variation here. You're engaging your core, helping get this one side rib cage down by pressing into a block here. Just another option, you could do both sides there. There's all kinds of ways to vary that exercise, so it's one of my favorite exercises to do on your back for the core. Next, we're going to come on to hands and knees, and we're going to do the full bird dog exercise. So opposite arm, opposite leg, straight or leg lifts behind you, arm lifts in front here as you exhale. Inhale. Exhale from the bottom up, engage that deep core. Again, we don't want a lot of twisting and rotating here. You want to keep your neck long. So one trick is to put a foam roller right here and don't let your head move away from it. And then also to prevent that back and pelvis from rotating, place something on your back and don't let it fall off. That'll help you keep proper form. We'll do about 6 to 8 reps per side here. And you don't have to lift that leg back too high. A modification would be to just slide that leg. You can still do opposite arm, opposite leg, but you can just slide the toes so that you're not lifting the leg up there, okay? That's a modification. If you feel like you don't have good control over your core, you can always do that variation here, but make sure you're exhaling, engaging that deep core as you lift opposite arm, opposite leg here. One more each side. And rest. So next we're going to come into the wood chop exercise. So this one should look familiar to you. I've got a ball between my knees, my band anchored here, and we're going to do about 6 per side. Inhale, exhale, squeeze the ball, pull down and across. Working that anterior oblique sling. Those obliques, that adductor. And we're going to switch sides. Inhale. Exhale, down and across. And rest there. So we can set the ball aside. We are going to have a seat on the floor, feet flat in front of you. We are going to be doing lean backs or sitting on the floor this time. So it's a little bit more challenging here. So we are just going to do a good inhale. Exhale from the bottom up, lean back. Exhale and come back up. Okay, so we're not holding yet, just do the lean back and come right back up. Have your arms in front of you if that feels better. Make sure you're engaging that deep core. Exhale from the bottom up, lift the pelvic floor gently, engage those deep abs. Pull your hip bones together to get those lower abs engaged as you lean back and come up. Make sure you're maintaining your exhale. It's easy to go and hold your breath here. So make sure you're breathing. Watch out for doming or bulging, lower belly pooching out, then you may not be ready for this. You may need to go back to the chair. This is a challenging exercise, so you really want to make sure that you have that good core control, that you're able to engage your deep abs while leaning back, no bulging or doming. If you do see it, try to change your exhale, try to maybe lift the pelvic floor or engage the deep core a little bit more and see if that helps. But if not, then we want you to go back to that chair to modify, okay? Next, we're coming back up into that front plank on the chair. Holding here, again, I'm gonna be on my hands. You can also be on your elbows, giving me 5 to 6 good deep inhales and exhales. Don't hold your breath here. We don't want your butt up, we don't want you sinking down. Keep a good, maintain a neutral spine, good trunk position here. Neck is in line with the rest of my body. That is still too hard, you can always go up to a wall. That will make things a little bit easier for you. Next, we are going to grab our weight. So this time we are holding it at our chest, so in the front of our body. We're going to do a front carry, okay? You're not going to let the weight either tip you forward. Also, don't compensate by arching your low back, okay? You want to stay upright here, maintaining that good core engagement and breathing as you walk. So again, down and back. Length of the hallway, length of the room, length of the driveway. You can set a timer, 30, 45 seconds, a minute. The goal here is just keeping a good neutral spine, upright trunk position, not letting the weight pull us in either direction, but letting our core stabilize to carry this weight while we maintain a good breathing pattern and don't hold our breath, okay? If you have any heaviness or pressure in the pelvic floor, leaking, anything like that, we want to make sure we modify, scale back on the weight, make sure you're breathing, check in with things like that, check in with your posture. You want to keep your ribs stacked over your pelvis, okay? You don't want to hang forward like this as you walk. You don't want to be way here. Keep your ribs stacked over your pelvis. That'll help set your body up for in a good position to help keep your diaphragm over your pelvic floor, okay? So once you're done there, that is the end of this intermediate core circuit. Circuit C, so the hardest one. Again, make sure you master these exercises and you feel good about them. You can maintain a good deep breathing pattern, good core control, good form without compensating, no pelvic floor symptoms, no leaking, anything like that. Before you move on to the advanced core circuits, again, you can always do these exercises on your own. You can create your own circuit. You might be at different levels and different exercise categories, meaning different positions, which is completely normal. Some exercises are harder than others in certain positions, so play around with it. You can create your own. That's why I have that core exercise library for you. Check out the individual videos, make sure you're doing each exercise with good form, and that's the way you're going to get the most out of these so that you're really